If you currently are overweight or have been like me, I guarantee you've been told how you should feel when you're losing weight. You're probably wondering what this bottle of water has to do with any of this, but it's the most common thing I was told. No matter what type of diet I was following, every single person, whether it was a family member, friend, online guru, would give me the same answer when I asked, okay, heck, how are you not hungry? And it's the dumb, corny, oh, you're not hungry, you're just thirsty, which there definitely is some truth to. A lot of the times you are thirsty and that will help you reduce your hunger. But drinking a bottle of water isn't gonna make you full all the time. And I feel like this is a big misconception in the weight loss community or the fitness space, that you don't have to be hungry when you're losing weight. And I'm not saying you should be starving. If you're feeling any sort of like intense pain while losing weight, you're doing something wrong. But what I'm saying is it's completely normal to feel a certain type of hunger. And I feel like people don't want to recognize that. And you're probably wondering like, Nick, why are you even saying this? What does this even matter? It's because when I was first starting out, I would hear all these things and think something was wrong with me. Because no matter how much water I drank, I was still hungry. And it was kind of discouraging to the point where it's like, okay, I'm different from all these people who've said they lost weight. Maybe I can't lose it. Maybe I'm just not the type of person who can. And the base of these like hacks or tips is really people just trying to further their own methods when it really is all the same. It's all calorie deficit, protein, and weightlifting. There are some constants of how weight loss is gonna feel, like slight hunger, lower energy levels, and a bunch of other things. But trying to claim you can fully eliminate any of these, if anyone said that, you should run from whatever information they're telling you. Another example of that is people saying, oh, if you eat high volume foods like popcorn, vegetables, it's gonna fill you up. Which again, you gotta understand, with all these like tips and hacks, I'm not saying they aren't helpful. And I actually recommend them. Like, drinking water is good, obviously. Having high volume foods can help, but they're not the end all be all. They're not, okay, if you drink water, eat high volume food, weight loss is gonna be a breeze. And I feel like that's the dream a lot of people are sold or try to sell other people. And it sets up such an unrealistic expectation for the journey that if you're like me, it makes you lose hope in doing it at all. And this is something I've seen with a lot of my clients or just anyone who's lost weight in general. There are these types of pieces of information that make you feel like you're not the type of person who can do it and that you need some supplement or some program that's gonna magically fix it. Because the truth is, there is no magic program, no magic supplement that's gonna fix a problem with you losing weight. And you're probably sitting there like, Nick, you're a coach, like why are you telling me this? And this is something I tell everyone. My coaching doesn't have any secret trick or secret special thing in it. It's all calorie deficit, weightlifting, and protein. But the thing that's going to be different that I help my clients with is how do you implement that into your life? And I wish I could just give you like a one size fits all tip that would help everyone lose weight. Maybe for one of my busier clients, it's having those workouts we can be consistent with. For one of my clients that's always traveling, maybe it's meal prepping or learning our go-to meals to get out. There is no one size fits all. That's why I hate these tips that like claim to fully eliminate hunger, make it easy. And the third and kind of final thing that I was told I should feel to lose weight is this existential willpower or discipline. Every single time I would fail, I was told, you just don't have enough discipline. You need more willpower. You need to want it more. People would say these like buzzword things and never tell me how to do it. Okay, like, how do I want it more? How do I get more willpower? And that was never the problem to begin with. I always wanted to lose weight. And again, the other unreal expectation that sets up is that you have to have this crazy existential reason or moment to lose weight. People claim that you gotta like have your girlfriend break up with you, not be able to like help a family member out of a fire, which again, some people have those things which are great, but for most of us, we're just regular people who wanna be healthier, wanna be more confident, wanna feel better. And those reasons are totally valid and can get you to your goal. And the way you actually do that is not by trying to have more willpower, have more discipline, but by coming up with the right plan for you. You have to look at your situation and see, okay, where am I failing every single time I try? Where am I succeeding every time I try? Literally study it like a test or like a research project. That's what a lot of people mess up on, is they don't look at the data. Looking at your own data will give you the most powerful tools of all time. Like for me, when I started going to the gym, I realized like, wait, this is actually pretty easy. I enjoy weightlifting, so this isn't the problem. A lot of people try to switch their cardio routine, their weightlifting routine. Deep down, they know the problem is diet, but they're not looking at the data. That was the case for me. I was great with weightlifting. I could get to the gym every single day, spend the 45 minutes and get the workout in. The problem for me was that dieting at nighttime or at the weekends. And you gotta go even further than that. You can't just say, oh, dieting's the problem, like, gonna fix it. Obviously that's the problem and we gotta fix it. So how do we do it? You have to take a systematic approach. And I know that sounds daunting. You're like, this is so complicated. It's really not, especially with all the tools we have out there like ChatGPT, coaches, programs. you can definitely narrow it down. One actionable step that you can take today is to start tracking your macros. And when I say macros, I mean calories and protein. Don't take that the wrong way and say, oh, Nick wants me to track and never fail, because that's never gonna happen. What I mean by tracking is literally just tracking the numbers. Even if you go 1,000 calories over your goal, now you have some data to work with. And that really is the hard part, because you really don't want to track when you go over your calories. And that single-handedly is what can help, because you're like, okay, yesterday I had like 4,000 calories. Let me actually lock in today. And even again, if you aren't able to be consistent, be 100% with it, you can now look back at that log and be like, oh, I see every Friday I go over, or every Saturday. Figuring out those types of things is how you can find your strength and your weakness and actually optimize your weight loss without just gaining more willpower or being more disciplined. A fourth and final thing I was lied about how weight loss should feel is that once you get down to a certain weight, everything's gonna magically change. And again, a lot of these things can be taken the wrong way. I'm not saying things aren't gonna change. Life is totally different when you're in shape versus overweight, whether it's health, socially, mentally, everything is flipped upside down in a good way. But when I say that, it's not an instant thing. You're not gonna hit like, oh, 170 pounds, everything's gonna flip and switch. It's a very progressive thing, and that can make it hard for you yourself to realize what's happening. I still have moments where I'll like walk by a mirror, look at it and be like, wait, I actually lost the weight, because after so many years of trying, I genuinely deep down like never thought it would happen. So to be able to look in a mirror and see a completely different person than who I was for most of my life is mind-boggling. Same thing applies to your confidence. You're not gonna be instantly confident after you lose the weight. The thing with all these factors that I kind of mentioned is you have to build them up over time. Over time, by building the proof that you are who you say you are, that's how you make those changes. Another one that's less like existential and deep about like your life changing is that my appetite didn't go down. A lot of people told me, oh, like once you lose weight, your stomach's gonna shrink. Number one, scientifically, that's just not what happens. Number two, I'm actually more hungry now than I was before because I work out. And again, there is no special willpower, special discipline that I gained, but I learned how to manage it. Okay, like I know my weakness is going out with my friends and not having a plan. Those types of things are how you actually make more progress. This is honestly such a hard topic to explain if you haven't been there, because there's truth and there's lies about everything in this industry. Like, yes, you do need discipline, but it's not at this crazy David Goggins level that a lot of people like to believe. And that's why they get led down a path where they maybe go strong for a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month, or even a year, and end up gaining the weight back. All the things I kind of mentioned about what people told me, like how you should feel when losing weight, held me back for a long time, because I thought if I wasn't feeling these things, I wasn't doing something right, or I wasn't right to lose weight. So even if you didn't relate to any of those things at all, take this video's message as, if you're making progress, even if it's not the exact feeling or way other people tell you to do it, keep doing what you're doing as long as it's sustainable and you can be consistent with it. All right, peace.